Mr. Speaker, is a serious new development that the government intends to pursue in the way I have outlined in the budget. There will be consultations on a number of matters. The rate will be consulted upon. There is also zero VAT on some items, you know. And the consultations must bring out what those items would be. Yesterday I listened to one of them talking about VAT on food, VAT on that, VAT on that. Who tell them there's going to be VAT on food? Who told them so? Huh? Yeah. The barber said VAT going to come to him, he's worried, he's concerned. Who tell him so? Who said there's going to be any VAT on food? It has to come with consultations. And it is in these consultations and discussions that we will determine what items would have zero VAT. What would have whatever the interest is, whatever the rate is that has been set. It will come from discussions. It's not being imposed. It will come out of consultations. And this VAT thing has been around for over 3-4 years. So I don't understand why all of a sudden they are talking about VAT in this way. They know that VAT was coming. I saw a publication there from the president of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. He says that the period for educating all stakeholders, in particular consumers and, of course, the business community, the window of opportunity, to my mind, is very, very short. But he must have been asleep. That's another one asleep. Too much politics in his head. That's why he don't understand. Because they're talking about VAT for the last 2.5 years. The Ministry of Finance has had consultations with the private sector on VAT. So how come the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Mr. Michael Morton, does not know? Mark forgot to tell him. They're all full of politics, that is all. Not only that, goes on to say here, in this press release from the Chamber, coming from Mr. Morton. The Chamber President was hoping that the budget would have announced some stimulus measures for businesses to endure the effects of the... He must have been asleep. Look what the government has been doing for the last 2 to 3 years. Introducing stimulus packages one after the other. We refuse to take duties that we should have collected. We refuse to take those duties. We said, let it be used to bring the prices of goods down. That's part of the stimulus package. He was too busy in the PAM executive meetings planning to remove this government. That is what is happening here. That is why there's no credibility with regard to some people in the chamber. No credibility whatsoever. Because this kind of nonsense he's writing and putting out there to the press. Well, whether somebody write it for him or not, it is his words here. I mean, he must be asleep. This government has been talking about stimuli packages for the last 2.5 years to deal with this crisis. The hotel sector, the hotel department in TDC have benefited from these, yet he's saying at a situation when we are trying to arrest the situation, we must give him stimulus measures. But he's asleep. He must be asleep, totally asleep. As the senator opposite has been asleep for the whole of the last few sessions here. Mr. Speaker, we need serious people to work in partnership with the government, to rid ourselves of the problems that we are facing.